So I recently put up a video about my favorite soft and natural eyeshadows, and they're like quads and trios and different little ones, and I asked you guys for your requests for tutorials you'd like to see with some of those different products. So I've looked at your requests. I thought I'd just do one video and do 3 really quick, easy tutorials all in one, so it's kind of one-stop shopping. You can see it all here. If you want the product recommendations, definitely check out the first video, but if you want to see some tutorials, keep watching. And the first one is this look that I'm wearing now, and it's using the CoverGirl Urban Basics Quad. So I just applied my Fergie Wet n Wild Eye Primer, and then I'm going to use kind of a base color stick here. This is from Milani. It's the Shadow Eyes in Champagne Toast. It's a really pretty color, and I just feel like the shadows, especially these CoverGirl ones, really cling to this and pop a little bit more with something like this underneath. And if you don't have this, I mean, a primer will help with that too, but as you can see, this particular shade is very pretty here. Then I'm taking the Urban Basics Quad, and I'm using this lightest shade here. You can just use the sponge tip. I mean, no harm in using a sponge tip. And I'm just gonna blot over my inner corner to brighten that up. I'm gonna go to this light pink. This has a lot of shimmer in it. I'm just gonna blot that right here, still kind of on the innermost part of the eye. Then I'm using my Sonia Kashuk small shadow brush with this dusty lilac color. I'm going to go all over the outer part of my lid here. Then I'm using a fluffy crease brush with that same color. And guess what? We're going to the crease. And I'm just kind of, with this brush, I like to almost blot the shadow in the crease first. And just get the color right where I want it. And then start to really buff it out. And as you can see, we're going right into this inner part. And, you know, depending on how much space you have between your eye and your eyebrow, take it up as far as you want. I brought it up just a little bit more just to kind of go along with the shape I have in my eyebrow, but it doesn't have to be any big thing. Just kind of make sure it's in the crease and then just pull it up as much as you wish. If you want to really define the crease even more, use a smaller brush with that same purpley shade, and you can, you know, get it right where you want it. And don't get me wrong, this is not purple. This is a very, you know, soft lilac shade that's not going to show up with a lot of bam, lilac. I mean, it's soft, it's sheer. Then I'm using a smudge brush, and I'm going into this taupe color, and this is great. This shade would be awesome, you know, all over the lid if you want to do it that way. I also like using it as my lower liner, so this is just very soft. You can see there's not a real prominent line or anything going on, but this is just going to softly define the lower lash line because it's not a dark shade at all. Then to keep the look really bright, I'm using my Rimmel ScandalEyes in Nude. Brightens the entire eye. It takes away the look of any redness you might have there on the waterline. Just makes the eye look a little bigger. Is a totally matte look. We're using the Physicians Formula Canyon Classics Matte Eyeshadow Quad. Here's a look at that. I also threw in some winged liner for kind of a glam touch on the look, but it's still really natural eyeshadow. And as you can see, it's the kind of shadow that you could really pair any lip with, and it's going to work and not compete, you know, in any way with the lips you've got on. So I hope you like it. First off, I'm using my Fergie Wet n Wild Eye Primer, so just get a little dab of that and blend it all over your lid, up through your crease, and up to your brow bone. Then I'm using the Canyon Classics Quad, and I'm just going to use the sponge tip that comes with it and go to this light ivory shade right here. And I'm going to take this right on the innermost part of the lid and kind of right around the inner corner as well for some added brightness. And just pat that on the lid. Next, I'm kind of taking a little bit of this dark shade and a little bit of the brown right beside it. I'm gonna pat a little bit of that just on the outermost corner here, just to deepen it up a little so it's not like 100% white all across the lid. Next, I'm using a small brush and I'm again going to blend these two. You could just use the darker shade for a little bit more dramatic look, but I find kind of going back between these two just gives it a little bit of a softer look, and this is a natural eye here. From inner to outer, the outer part, we're going right in the natural crease area that we have here. So whatever shape your eye is, just stay right there in your crease. You can really feel your brush there in the socket. It's not a lot of darkness here, but it's just a little bit using those two colors together. Then with a fluffy brush, I'm just going to take a little of this shade. I'm just going to also blend in the crease. A little added softness there. Just above that, I'm going to take this second lightest shade, and I'm going to blend that right above. This all kind of depends on the amount of space you have between your eye and your brow. If you don't have a lot of space, then you could skip this last step that I did, but it's just kind of helping blend it even more. Grabbing a different brush, going to the lightest color, and using this right up under the brow. Next, I'm going to take a liquid liner just to give this a little bit different look than the other tutorial we did. This is a nice way to take natural eyeshadow and just give it a little extra flair, I guess. So I'm using my Milani Color Play felt tip liquid pen in black line. So these pens are really easy. If you're new to liquid liner, I think they're very easy to work with. Things just to make this look even a little bit softer. Taking a smudger brush to this dark gray, I'm actually going to go on top of our line, our liquid liner, with a little bit of this color. Just going over that a little bit. It's amazing what a little difference that can make from the stark black line to having just a little smudge over it. And then I'm also going just under the eye with the same shade. My third and final look in my little natural eye mini-series all-in-one video. The first look was kind of cool and neutral, worked in sort of a dusty lilac shade. Second look, 100% matte, little bit of winged liner. This look is just going to be perfect heading into spring and summer. We're using this kind of goldeny, bronzy duo from Bare Minerals called the Top Shelf, and it's a very natural look. I hope you like it. First, I'm priming the lid with my Fergie Wet n Wild Eye Primer. Just a little bit of this goes a long way, and I'm going all over my lid, through the crease, and to the brow bone. Sometimes I find that because these shades are so close, it can start to look a little bit muddy if you don't sort of layer them the right way. So I'm starting in the crease with the deeper shade, so then I can really make the lid pop with the lighter shade and not get too overlapped by all the blending. So I'm taking just a smallish crease brush here and going into that. And then I'm starting in the really innermost part of my crease. See how it's deepening up the crease a little bit. Once we've done that, I'm going to pull it upwards a little. So like when the eye is open, you can just see that shade peeking out above the eye. Next, I'm taking a fluffy blending brush, nothing on it, and we're just softening out the border. And then with that same brush, I'm going to go into the light shade, and this is going to become our highlight under the brow. I don't like this to look too frosty and metallic, so I just get a little bit on my brush and then I can build it up as I need to. Then I'm taking a small flat brush to this pinky pearl color, and that is going to go right around our inner corner and all over the lid. And see how the brightness of this shade will really show. And once I get to the outside, taking a little more of the bronze, and just putting a little bit of that on the outermost corner just to make it seem a little more natural and not quite so stark. And if you want, you can go back in with a little bit more of the bronze, build the shade out just as much as you're comfortable with. Another great shadow that I like to sometimes incorporate with this duo is this single. in Brown Smolder from CoverGirl. It's a nice kind of matte satiny brown, and it works great in the outer corner just to give even more definition. Like if you're taking this look from day to night, it can look really nice paired with these shimmery shades. Next, we're going to do a little eyeliner layering, and this gives us a softened look on the lash line, and it's also good if you're a beginner with the liquid liner because it doesn't have to be incredibly precise and perfect. But first step, I'm taking this brownish bronze color from Tarte, and it's the Skinny Smolder Eyes in Sunstone Bronze. And just any creamy liner that you have, doesn't have to be this exact one, but I'm taking this in kind of a somewhat thick line all across my upper lash line. And then I'm going to take just a little bit of that, kind of connect it at the outer corner, and just do a little bit right there on the lower lash line, the outermost part. And this end has a smudger tip. If your liner does not have a smudger tip, you can definitely just grab a Q-tip here and just soften out that line a little bit. I'm one who loves the definition that black liquid liner can give, but sometimes you do just want it to have this softer look. So here we've got softer liner. Then I'm taking my Milani Color Play felt tip liner in black, and we're doing a very fine black line just right next to the lash line. Nothing thick. Not winging it out, you could though. But see how that gives you just that nice little guide of where to put it, and it also, you know, instead of just seeing black, you see kind of a more blended out look. And you could do this with any liners you want. You know, you could put purple under black or navy under black. Any shade that's not stark black. You could even, it could be really pretty with charcoal too. Just going back to the top shelf, taking that same small crease brush that I used, which actually works nice as a smudger, and taking the bronzy shade and just going under the eye. And my trick all throughout these videos to get that added brightness is to go with a light shade in your waterline. It's Rimmel ScandalEyes in Nude. So thank you so much for watching this series. I've never done anything like this before where I've kind of plugged 3 totally separate tutorials all in one video, but I thought, you know, if people want one natural eye look, maybe they want 3. So if you want to see my full video on all the recommendations of some great, really soft, natural eye palettes, I will link to that video below. I'll see you guys later and have a great day. Bye.